Hello, everybody. I'd just like to share a couple of comments. I just had a conversation with one of your classmates on the Teams meeting, and we're going to have another one on Sunday. So just wanted to highlight a couple points briefly that came out of some emails that I've had with you and from some of the questions from one of your classmates. So let me just jump into here. So basically, what I'm expecting, so first of all, you're sort of introducing yourself, and I see most of you've done that, so that's great. And I'm going to be spending some time looking at some of your introductions so that we can get to know each other a little bit more. Again, feel free to email me if you have questions, and I have 2 or 3 more emails sitting in my inbox that I'm going to try to get to sometime between now and certainly within the next 24 hours or so. But just for now, I just want to clarify one question about these experiences. So it says here that you're doing for your draft proposal. What I'm looking for and what I think is important for you to remember is whatever kind of experience you're designing for your students, and it doesn't have to be specifically for your students, but as I was just explaining, and as I do explain to all of my Queen students, I always encourage you to really take all of these activities and assignments and really apply them as much as possible to what you actually are doing in the classroom. If you're a principal or a counselor or some other non-teaching role, then think of how you can take these assignments and fit them into what you do so that it's much more relevant for you and useful for you. So when you're thinking about this draft proposal structure, think about like the context of your, oops, where did it go? Oh, sorry, I jumped right out of my page there. If I click too long, it goes into edit mode. Sorry about that. Okay. So here's the draft proposal. So I want you to tell me, like right here, oh my goodness. Sorry, I just did it again. What is the background for your project, the problem of practice, and the point of the project? So what you're really doing is thinking about something that you like to teach or do with your students. And what you're really documenting is not the student's experience with doing the activities, although that might be part of what you're doing. But what we're really interested in is your own experiential learning and your own ability to document your experiential learning in a structured manner. So imagine that this is like some kind of capstone project or a reflective research, action research project. And think about whatever it is you want to do with your students, some activity that you can start and finish, and then reflect on your experiences of engaging in that activity with your students. So part of that might be, how did the students react to the topic? How did the students react to you? But what were your sentiments? What were your thoughts or experiences about, did the students like this? Or were you surprised that when I did it this way, they really didn't like it, but when I approached it from that way, they appreciated it more, or it was too easy? Whatever the case may be, I want to know what your experiences were and your reflections on that. So if we think about the experiential learning model, here's a version of the model that I've designed a little while ago. So here you've got some concrete experience. So you're doing something with your students. There may be some cognitive dissonance. Hopefully it's a new experience. You're bringing your own personal bias and affective domain into that experience. So that's what we're really thinking about. Because I might do the exact same lesson plan. You may give a lesson plan to your peer. and they do it and it didn't work for them, but you think it's great. So what are the effects, what are the influences from that cognitive dissonance, experiences, knowledge, and effective complexity of the task? Then you reflect on that. And I often think of reflection as a concluding point, but really, it's kind of step 2 in this model. But once you reflect on what you've done, you try to make sense of it. You might write about it. You talk about perceptual complexity. What did you experience from that, and how do you then make some kind of abstract conceptualization? Every time I do this, I have this experience, or these combination of factors lead to this type of final experience for my students. So you try to capture that, document that. That's part of what we're expecting to see in this project. Then you do it again. You experiment with that, with your new ideas. So you attach it to your existing schema. What did you already know? What were you expecting? What was the feedback from your students? So from a social construction of knowledge, did you think it was complex as opposed to complicated? There's some great articles if you have questions on the difference between complex activities and complicated activities. You resolve and get ready to do it all over again, and then you test your new knowledge through yet another concrete experience, and then you reflect on it, and then you abstract again. And as we get better and better and better at doing that, we get faster and faster and faster. So if you think down here, as we're learning skills, we have this acquisition of skills. We're just trying to figure it all out. So it takes a while to go from that experience to reflecting on it. The experience of I'm just one step ahead, or I'm keeping my head above water. We're taking a long time. We're really struggling to figure out how that works. As we get better, we start to specialize and we become better at that particular activity. Think of sports, for example. We start to actually interact, and we're engaged, we're doing it. We're able to reflect, abstract from our experiences, come up with new plans, new game plans quite literally, and become better and better at the game until we've integrated ourselves into that activity and we become masters or professionals or experts. And then it's a transaction. We're sharing our experience of it because we have a load of experience with that type of activity, and we're helping other people then to benefit from that type of activity. And the way we do it is the way to do it. So I often use the expression, when someone tells me how to do something, sometimes, maybe I'm just stubborn, but I say, sometimes the best way to do it is my way, simply because I know how to do it that way, fast and easy, and I'm satisfied with it. So anyways, that's enough for now. That's 8 minutes of talking. So let me just stop here and thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see some of you on Sunday. All right, thanks.